Hello, everyone. I hope everybody's fine. This is the last of the three that I was telling you about. This one is going to be on the exclusion, how the followers of the Jehovah's Witnesses exclude themselves or others, and this is um, it's actually teaching them to be prejudiced against the Bible, God, and the world, including the Jehovah's. This is including the Jehovah's Witness, the ex-Jehovah Witnesses. Now, the first point I'm going to make is about the Bible. Okay, um, they do not have a Bible. I remember one time that I was in how can I say? Let's put this down a little bit. I remember one time that I was going from door to door, and someone told me that you don't have a Bible. It says scriptures, and I could not even understand it because they brainwashed me to believe that that it actually said the Bible. The whole time I was a Jehovah Witness, even after when I was an ex Jehovah's Witness, I still believed when I looked at when I looked at their book that they view as the Bible, I always thought that it said Bible. It seems like a small point, like I said, but this is a big point. You see Bible, and someone wrote a comment to me and said that they have a Bible. I mean, their Bible was better than everybody else's. I mean, I don't want to be mean or anything, but I'm just showing you this video to show you how they're not really so nice. Okay, it's really straightforward, and it really exposes them as who they really are. When they say Bible, they're teaching their people that they have a Bible before them. But if they actually read it, if they can actually read it with their eyes, it says scriptures. And that's a big deal. Why? Because even I know, and I'm not so much of an archaeologist or anything, but I know that certain things don't have to deal with, whenever you're even in a religion, you have to know that you need other people, you need other businesses. And he wrote in a language, and his disciples they wrote in a language which has nothing to do with a religion or anything. It has to do with the whole world because the people speak the language. So in order to translate, okay, we translate from the languages that were giving to us when they create a Bible, okay. Um, it has to be translated. So many times, if you have a translator, the translator is pretty much going to be on no one side. They're going to translate this, that, and this, and they're going to tell you the translation. Okay. Um, I'm going to keep it on the Bible right now because I could actually go to the next point, but I want to keep it on their Bible. They exclude those people, anybody in the world, and those people who would be able to translate for them would be someone who is not a Jehovah Witness. One time I had a paper when I this is one thing that hindered me from being able to go to college right after school, because I did go to college after school, and I had an English paper to do, and she said you need 5 references on, I think it was 5 or 6 references for this point, and this point on your paper. So I went home and I got everything. I also said this in one of my earlier videos, but I'm going to stress it here because I'm talking about how they prejudice their followers against an actual true Bible. So when I got home, I used the aid book and I just knew that they knew everything. And I researched everything, and I knew that there was no place else I could go but to Jehovah Witnesses. So I researched everything from the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society, and I did my paper. And I brought it in, and she said, and I remember her calling me up and saying, um, Pierre, I changed my name, but I'm using my name that I use now. Pierre, um, you just got everything from one source. You need other sources. And at that point, I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I went home that night, and I told you that my mother's another story, but I think that she was a fake Jehovah Witness because she really was. She had to stay Jehovah Witness for her family. But I told her, I said, they want me to use other references from the world. Can you believe it? I could not believe it. I actually told her that. I cannot believe that they want more references than the Jehovah Witnesses. Can you believe it? I was like, it was like I was spellbound. I couldn't believe it, that they would ever want more information than the organization. So that just goes to show you I was prejudiced against other viewpoints. Okay. And that's another racist tactic, as I said in the earlier ones. It's kind of a hard word, but it's the truth exposing that. And I'm staying on the Bible, so I'm staying on this point of the Bible. So what I'm trying to say is, um, they need other people in order to make a Bible. It has nothing to do with so much religion as far as that's concerned. It has to do with language. You have to translate an older language or a language that's not used as as much nowadays, or a language that's not used, and you have to translate it into the Bible that you want, okay, which would be called a Bible, okay, many books or something like that, but it needs other human beings from the world. This is what they don't do, and they end up with New World Translation of the Holy Scriptures. It's so hard for me to get to that point, but a lot of people to understand that point. So I can't even refute their Bible because it's not a Bible. I have to just say that point blank. It's not a Bible. And also, someone had told me that it's the true Bible. Well, before I can even consider what someone tells me about that the best Bible, it would have to be a Bible. It would have to show me a Bible. There's even Bibles. Let me see. There's there's plumber Bibles. There's this Bibles. There's doctor Bibles. Okay, they say Bibles, but you have to come up with a Bible that says Bible, meaning that you have people who has nothing to do with your organization, or could if you have the manpower, that translate, not your translation, and it's not your translation, it's a translation from ancient languages to a modern language. So that finishes Bible. Then I have to say that they speak about God. They prejudice their people about God because they don't know God. I was in the cult or whatever, the Jehovah Witnesses, and I can still see clearly now how my mind was this Jehovah, but the thing I know now that is totally separate from God because of God's actions, um, the way that they respond to the world, the way that they respond to their ex-Jehovah Witnesses, is not is nothing godly about it. And I know sometimes also I catch myself saying Jehovah. Because I was Jehovah's Witness, it's so deep inside that I still can't get some of it out. And sometimes I say Jehovah, and I notice that it has nothing to do with God. I'm not praying to God. okay? And it's something that was still programmed in my mind. And when I say it, I go, Jehovah, and it's not linked to God. And in my experience with understanding God, when I left the Jehovah's Witnesses, I remember, because I use, I believe that God, like I said, He speaks through, He answers our questions through so many things. I mean, so many things, and so many people. And one thing that really let me understand was a whole time frame. I was in a park one time, and someone, this guy, he was from India, okay. And sometimes I think, I'm almost positive God uses like different situations, and you have to put these things together to make the total understanding of what He wants you to say, He wants you to know. And this person, I was sitting on the back of a bench, and he was sitting on the other back of the bench, and he goes, "So God is this?" I'm not going to say the names that he used. And I go, "Yes, God is that." And he goes, "God is this also?" I said, "Yeah, God is this." He kept saying names, you know what I mean? And God is this name? I go, "Yeah, He's everything." I mean, like, he could be that name, He's this name, or that name. I thought it to be strange. But that's what I was going in the direction of. This is when I was the ex-Jehovah Witness, finding my way. And that was over. And I said the guy was from India. He uses everything, everybody, everything. But then as time went on, maybe it must have been like a year or 2 years later, and I know how to put things together because I remember things. I was with a professor. I think it was a physics professor. He knew everything. I swear. I mean, really, everything every question I asked him, he could answer. I mean, I even asked him, like, when the lights turn out, where does the light go? He said heat. It was just like, it was a miracle to be with this professor, to learn from him. I actually got an A in his class, and it was physics. But anyway, some things that he said, he was saying about, I don't know how to say it, but it was a collage of things that he said, which told me that there's God. I mean, this is just my personal experience. And I actually came to I mean, I could actually see that it was a part of my answer. Yes, God is only want to be called God. I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to say that. I'm going to end it right there. And that's what I got as an answer, is that God, because I can't complicate it, this with all the things he said, it was the whole semester. And when I got finished with that semester, and like I said, I mean, it's in the world, what Jehovah Witnesses call the world. I knew that God just wanted to be called God. I mean, He knows, like, if you call Him, it's not like us that need to know this name and that name, okay? So then I knew that there was God, that you could just say God. So then, and not so many different names. So that was the point of what I wanted to say about God. But yet, in a Jehovah Witness organization, I did that on my own. And I want to add another point with that to solidify this point. Um, One time, another professor I had, it was a Spanish class. My major was in Spanish. Not so much Spanish, but that's no big deal. But it was part Spanish. And at one point, the professor said, "You are all elite, you know, because you did such and such a thing." And it took me like a few nanoseconds I felt good, and then I go, "Wait, that's not true." Okay, but I had the capability. Excuse me. I had the capability to figure that out on my own by reasoning, natural reasoning. I mean, it was developed through a lot of different classes and everything, because I remember when I couldn't so much reason. But it was something I did mentally. I He said elite, and I immediately I felt happy, but then I questioned it, and then I said, no, that's not true. I'm not elite. But some people could. I mean, if I didn't have that ability, I would continue to think that I was elite. I think it would help me like 5% more, though. Feeling good that I was elite. But to go further, I would have to see that no, that's not true. So, what so we're talking about. So God. So I'm able to see things more clearly. I mean, I felt that God explained that to me. It didn't take. It took a long time. That was years. But I put things together, and I noticed how situations were, and everything is at His disposal. You know what I mean? But I didn't have to um, go according to one thing. What I'm saying is that in the Jehovah Witness organization, they prejudice the people against the world. So how are they going to find the answer at all? They're not going to. They have to stay with their Jehovah, which is not has nothing to do with God. And even if I pray right now and I talk to you right now and say God, and then you could say the Father, the God is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. But I could say right now, um, uh, I could say right now, for instance, the Jehovah, and if I pray, I can't do that. I mean, I know that that is something that it's not part of him, but they're going according to what someone else says. So, because they're going according to what someone else says, they prejudice themselves. Like I said, the governing body is is making them prejudice against other opinions. It's the same tactic that the racists use. They have their own opinion, and nobody else can get in. So I'm gonna finish the point. I'm gonna finish that right there. It's it's really hard to find. It's really hard to think that someone would prejudice someone against God, but that's what they're doing. Whenever you have to ask someone and depend on someone else's opinion, like the governing body, to do anything, that means you're not asking God. Why can't they? One question: why shouldn't they be able to ask their questions to God? When I was Jehovah's Witness, I couldn't ask questions to God. I had to ask questions to a brother or a ministerial servant or an elder. Now, the next point is a prejudice. They teach, the governing body teaches them to be prejudiced against the world, and including inside the world is the ex-Jehovah Witnesses. And a personal experience is that I'm sorry for that. Is Okay, I have a personal experience with that because I was a Jehovah's Witness. So this is exposing that they're teaching them to be really, really not nice people, not really good things or not good tactics. Because my mother was sick for 3 years. She was terminally sick for 3 years, and my family. I'm not going to just blame it on my sister. My family, who are Jehovah's Witnesses, did not call or get in touch with me at all. Also, she wanted to see her children. She wanted to see her because my sister told me that she got pictures of me. She got pictures in my brother's fellowship. She got pictures of me and my brother. She got pictures of me and my brother, and she knocked on the door. I'm sorry, but I have to say this because we're split. There's no way in the world. I can text her and I can text her, hi, how are you doing? And that she'll wait 1 week. I don't have her number anymore. She'll wait 1 week and say hi. I text my sister, who I grew up with, and I say hi, and she waits 1 or 2 weeks and texts me back and says, hi, I'm fine. Okay, so I lost her number. So I can actually say this. Um, she told me that she got a picture. She had to get a picture through the politics of the Jehovah Witness and the ex-Jehovah Witness. It's politics, a lot of politics. Anyway, she got the picture through politics, our politics that we have. I know ex-Jehovah Witness know what I'm talking about. So she got a picture of me, and she got a picture of my brother, my brother. And she knocked on the door, and she goes, "Ma, I have a surprise for you." She goes, "What is it?" And she showed her a picture of me and my brother. Now, don't you think that's really sick? And don't you think that's a very bad tactic? For 3 years, that means if she had the picture, and she goes, "Oh, my beautiful sons," and she also said, "I love all my children." She made sure that she said that. She was a fake Jehovah's Witness. I know that's in the earlier videos. I put it down. But she had to stay because her children would have been crazy. They would have went crazy if she left. Okay, but just her wanting my pictures and just her saying she loves all of her children, that tells me that she was a fake Jehovah's Witness. And not just that, but my family was in a very wrong situation, knowing that she wanted to see us, and they did not allow her to because of their prejudice, because of their racial teaching tactics. I'm not saying they're racist. I'm saying they used those tactics of excluding the ex-Jehovah Witnesses, and it happened to me personally. So when did I find out? She died. After a day after she died, my sister called me and told me she was dead. A day after. Okay? And then there's something else I wanted to say. Oh, but and I put it in my earlier videos, but the tie between my mother and I were so tight, so close. I do remember around that week, I felt like I was sick. I went to and that's in my earlier video, so I'm not going to go into it. I did feel like I was sick, and I wasn't. Another thing too is I kept seeing her in a bed, and this is from family. You know that the mother has a tie with their children, and I'm saying there's nothing I can do. 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 I kept saying that, and the next morning, in the morning, I would say, "There's nothing I can do." I would see her like in my mind in the bed. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I could do. I didn't know what was going on, but that's what I kept saying. Anyway, story about my mother, who was a fake Jehovah's Witness. I put it in the back, so I had to put that one in there to show you the tactics that they use, which are not godly at all. So all the things that I said, even the Bible, they know that in order to make a Bible, you need translators, not the New World Translation of the Holy Scriptures. I mean, and it's a scripture, so I can just throw that out the window right now. Okay? So I finished this video. I hope everybody's doing fine. And this was the part 3 of the 3 ones. I didn't put down 1, 2, 3 because I don't like to do that, and it gets kind of confusing, and sometimes you lose 1, sometimes you lose 2, sometimes you lose 3. So I hope you enjoy. Oh no, I have to say thank you. I have to say thank you to everyone who views my station. I do it from love, from my heart, and I'm looking forward to the next one. Thank you.